Hey everybody, welcome to the Power Selling Podcast. I'm your host, Danna Crawford, the Power Selling Mom. This episode of the Power Selling Podcast is brought to you by Reeva, the AI platform that automates complex e-commerce operations with AI agents. From creating product content to managing inventory across channels and recovering value from returns, Reeva helps brands, retailers, and wholesalers scale faster with less overhead. Learn more at Reeva.ai. And I'm really excited as always. Today's guest is Jessica Rennard. She is the president of NuSource. That's NuSource.io. And she is amazing. She's come a long way. But for now, Jessica's bio. Jessica is a resale entrepreneur and industry strategist who has built her career helping resellers scale from side hustles into thriving operations. With deep expertise in sourcing, sortation, and supply chain optimization, she focuses on turning underutilized inventory into profitable, repeatable revenue streams. She's worked hands-on with warehouses, logistics partners, and resale marketplaces to design systems that increase throughput, improve sell-through rates, and maximize margins. Her approach combines operational rigor with an understanding of customer behavior, ensuring that growth is both sustainable and profitable. She is the president of NuSource, a venture dedicated to powering the next generation of resale businesses by providing structure, scalability, and smarter access to supply. So it's my pleasure to introduce her to you today. Okay, welcome, Jessica. Why don't we jump in and you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I am the president of NuSource. Some people may know us formerly as Help See Source. I started as a reseller and just found, I was a single mom at the time with a baby, as I think a lot of resellers start. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you have to juggle so many things. And so I just kind of found a need in the market, and we created this micro wholesale mystery box business back in 2019. And we're still kicking today. So excited to be here and chat with you.
Awesome. Can you share your journey into resale and what led you to build and lead NuSource?
Yeah, let's see, I went to grad school and I majored in nonprofit management. I was
Okay.
like kind of lost at the time, and I feel like at that point people are very pressured into getting their MBA, and I just didn't really feel connected to that path. So I went the MPA route, and now looking back, I'm like, oh geez, I really should have got my MBA. But my first job out of grad school was working for a nonprofit that collected clothing donations, and it was my job to monetize what we couldn't use. So that was like my first jump into understanding brands and their resale value, and like finding comps online as to what you should price it at. From there, I worked at all the Plato's Closets and consignment stores in
Oh,
my zip code, and started my own consulting business when I decided like I never wanted to work for anyone ever again. And all of my customers were mom and pop, like resale shops, is where I found my niche. And then from there, just like I had onboarded maybe 13 to 16 clients, and they all had the same problem. It was like inventory management, getting the right inventory in the door. What are you supposed to do with the wrong inventory? And I'm like, oh my God, like what my one store doesn't want, my store right down the street does want. So is there a way
oh,
that we can kind of help be a matching program for people in the market? And that's really how the box business was born.
that's amazing. I know so many sellers struggle to scale. And
Mhm.
what operational strategies have you found crucial to moving from small seller to a business that moves tons of thousands of units?
Yeah, we're selling through around 120,000 units a month
Unbelievable.
in small 40-piece boxes. So one
Wow.
key thing I've found that's like just imperative to scale is that you have to constantly think about how can you keep replacing yourself, because the business is only ever going to be as good as you are, and we all have strengths and weaknesses. So like really finding what your personal superpowers are as the business owner and making sure that you build a team around you, you hire people that are smarter than you. I also remember in the beginning being a reseller and like sorting through clothing. I think resellers get so attached to the garment, like to that one piece, right? Like you find a brand that you love, or it's this
Yep.
really cool dress, and that's all great, and that's a huge part of reselling. But in order to scale, you also have to bring in the mindset that like these are widgets. Like they're all just widgets, or they're pens and pencils, right? And so we're gonna buy 100 pencils a month. We need to make sure that we sell 100 pencils a month. And I remember that being a tough thing to swallow because, like, as a female, we love clothes and we love fashion, and just like desensitizing a little bit from the actual garments definitely helped us scale.
Yeah, that's really, I think you hit it right on with, when people find a brand, that they like and they tend to look for that brand and that helps us all. But I like your pencil demo.
I mean, if you're trying to build a real business around it, right? Some people they're doing this as a passion and a hobby, and then there's
Right.
full-time resellers that have left corporate America and gone into this, and then there's some part-time. So it's all, as long as you're fulfilled, right? That's all that matters.
Sure, sure. So what have you learned about pricing, product cycles, and knowing what to hold, drop, or bundle items to maximize a sell-through rate?
Man, I feel like I'm in one of my board meetings. We talk about that all the time. So it's all for us right now, it's all about velocity behind the sales cycle. We try to operate on a 60-day cycle. Sometimes that's hard with a hot brand that comes in and everybody wants it.
Yes.
And our job is that our customers are profitable and can build their business. So it's like managing profitability through passing on, great product and experience to the customer, while making sure that we don't become a storage unit. And I know that, right, death piles and how many inventory bins do resellers have in their garage? I think you can be overbought and that's a problem, and you can be underbought and that's a problem. So really understanding like what do you need to have on hand to hit certain metrics for your business model is important to figure out.
Yes, it is. I know I hate inventory, so I try to move product fast.
Yeah.
But I was quite impressed with your website and I was amazed at how many items were marked sold.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
doing very well. That's
Mhm.
impressive.
I will say when I met our new investor, we were just acquired in November. One of the things that he still talks about today that he was enamored about the business model is that we have 100% sell through. And as resellers, we typically do. When you think about other businesses like holding inventory, all these Amazon warehouses and 3PLs, inventory can tank a business. Holding it for too long or having too much on your books. And I think many of us as resellers and in this industry, we do have 100% sell through because we're great at what we do, which is sourcing and
That's
finding
right.
the right things and selling it for the right price.
That's right. So you've built a team that handles everything from product listings to analytics, moving through over 100K units a month by the piece. So what roles or skill sets should a growing reseller consider bringing on first?
Yeah, I think first doing a good deep dive on yourself and really identifying where you need help. Like, where is your expertise and put yourself there. We hired heavily in the data analytics and engineering part of the
Okay.
business because I'm big picture. I'm like, I live in the gray. I'm not very black and white. And when you're doing data analysis, you need a strong analytics brain behind you. So that I think is important. Probably someone to help on the financial side to, I think it's really exciting when you sell something at full price or have a really great sales day, but just understanding how all those financials impact your overall P&L for your own business, I think
Sure.
really important as a hire a financial person.
Yeah, that's a good point. Analytics is so important. Paying attention. So future of resale. Where do you think resale is heading in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think AI is a really important part of that conversation. I think there's going to be a new whatnot, this time next year, like whatever that phase two whatnot is, will be really interesting to see how
Yes.
AI plays part in this. I think and I hope a lot of the parts of what's labor intensive for what resellers do will be, helped by AI. And then as brands are being pushed by tariffs and, the buzzword of sustainability to really jump on the resale path, I think that'll help stimulate the market for resellers and encourage domestic thrift shopping and domestic resale as we have these constraints going on globally. I think it should continue to boom.
So companies like NuSource, what role do you think they'll play in that evolution?
So we are working with brands right now on a partnership level. Like when I started the business, we were working with liquidators and brokers, and that's where I thought our sweet spot was. And
Sure.
then I learned that since we have such a diverse customer network, I can really go to a brand and tell them that I can solve their problems because brands want restrictions, right? They want to protect their brand equity. Maybe they don't want things online, or maybe they don't want things in certain geographical areas, and we can cater to that for them. So I think we're coming into the mix as a partner to brands, not necessarily like a traditional liquidator and broker, which then makes the product much stronger for our customer, because right now we're focused on really just getting contracts with brands, not necessarily doing a broker deal that every other person can get their hands on.
Okay, so you're getting contracts with brands. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, so there's two sides of the business. Like we have our demand side and then we have our supply side, and we have to nurture them equally.
Sure. Okay, Jessica, so if you could give one piece of advice to a reseller who wants to grow their business significantly, what would it be?
I would time study yourself. I would take a week and write down every task that you do, how many minutes you spend on that task, and try to back it into like what's the ROI of that particular task. And then from there, are there certain areas of what's on your work plate, your workload, that you can outsource? Are you doing a step that's not necessary? Are you doing, I don't know, something that is difficult that maybe could be automated or more repetitive? And just because everything's so manual right now for resellers. There's so many steps and there's so many tools, and the apps are changing every day. So I think just really taking a look at what are the steps that you're doing, and do they all make sense?
Very good. It's a matter of taking a step back.
Yeah.
And that's very good advice. I need to do that myself.
Yeah. I do check with myself like once a quarter, and I'm like, okay, here's a snapshot of my week. What shouldn't I be doing?
That's
Like,
right.
who should
And
I
what can
get?
I do to simplify
Yeah.
going forward?
Hmm.
Great tip. Great tip. So, how can people find you online? How can they find your website?
Yeah, our website is newsource.io. Our Instagram is the.newsource. My Instagram is the Fashion Disruptor. I will chat with anybody. I have a Calendly link on my link tree, so you can just
Great.
schedule time to chat. And yeah, that's how you find us.
Okay, great. I'll definitely include the links so that people can reach out. And that's NuSource,
Mm-hmm.
NuSource
Yes,
dot
IO.
IO, to be
Yeah,
clear. So
yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much, Jessica, for joining me today. I'm really excited, and I'm sure your family is very proud of you. You've come a long way, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. My dad for a long time thought that I worked for Glad. 'Cause I was always talking about trash bags. Like, oh, Dad, I just got like 100 trash bags from this really awesome consignment shop. And he told his friends I worked for Glad, the trash bag. So yeah, for a long time they did not understand what I did and do. Now they do. But
As long as you're making money and you're not doing anything illegal. Well, good job. Keep up the good work.
thank you.
Wow, Jessica's amazing, right? I knew you guys would be really interested in hearing her story. And wow, she's just so impressive with everything that she's done and how far she has come. She has a 9-year-old son that is actually celebrating his birthday today. So she took time out of her busy schedule to come and be on the Power Selling podcast. So special thanks to Jessica for taking the time out to be on our podcast. I'm Danna Crawford, the Power Selling Mom, and until next time, happy online selling. Bye.